Have you ever wondered what life was like under the rule of the largest contiguous land empire in history, the Mongol Empire? Picture a realm that stretched from Eastern Europe all the way to the Sea of Japan, encompassing significant portions of Eurasia. It was an empire that dwarfed all others in sheer size, led by a succession of formidable leaders, each leaving their indelible mark on the annals of history. At its zenith, the Mongol Empire was a marvel to behold, a testament to the strength and tenacity of the Mongol horsemen who rode fearlessly into the heart of nations, leaving awe and desolation in their wake. It was a time of great upheaval, a time when the world watched in trepidation as the Mongol hordes swept across the continents. Let's journey back to the early 13th century, to the birth of this colossal empire. The man at the helm was none other than Temujin, better known as Genghis Khan. Born into a nomadic tribe in the harsh steppes of Mongolia, Genghis Khan rose from humble beginnings to become one of the greatest conquerors the world has ever known. His name is synonymous with the Mongol Empire, and his military strategies are still studied in war colleges around the world today. Imagine waking up to the thundering hooves of Mongol horsemen, the rulers of the land. Under the vast expanse of the Mongol Empire, life was no walk in the park. It was a realm where the sun rarely broke through the clouds of fear that hung over the lives of those at the mercy of the Mongols. The Mongol rule was a complex web of oppressive laws, leaving little room for freedom. Every aspect of daily life was under the watchful eyes of the Mongol overlords. The fear of falling foul of these laws was a constant companion, making every day a game of survival. To step out of line was to risk everything. The Mongol military's efficiency was nothing short of legendary. Their ruthless tactics and superior horse riding skills made them a formidable force, inspiring fear across the vast territories they ruled. The horsemen were not just warriors, but also enforcers of the Khan's will. Their presence was a constant reminder of the power that held sway over the people's lives. Brutality was a language the Mongols spoke fluently. Punishments were harsh and often public, intended to serve as a warning to others. A single misstep could cost you your life. The line between justice and cruelty blurred under the Mongols. There was no room for mercy or compassion. In this world of constant danger, survival was a day-to-day struggle. The common people lived on the edge, their lives hanging by a thread. The Mongols ruled with an iron fist, their reign a time of darkness for those under their yoke. Yet, amidst this oppression, the human spirit endured, fighting for survival against all odds. The Mongol Empire was not a place for the faint-hearted. It was a realm where the weak perished and the strong survived, but only just. The Mongol Empire was a place of constant danger, where survival was never guaranteed. Genghis Khan, a name that struck fear into the hearts of those who heard it. The Mongol Empire under his rule was a realm of striking contrasts, a place where innovative military strategies and brutal campaigns coexisted, where loyalty was rewarded, but rebellion met with unsparing punishment. At the heart of the Mongol Empire's military might were Genghis Khan's ingenious strategies. He pioneered the use of psychological warfare, using fear as a weapon as potent as the composite bows his horsemen wielded. The Mongol horde was a terrifying sight, and Genghis Khan knew how to exploit this, often using deception to make his forces seem larger and more formidable than they were. But the dark side of Genghis Khan's rule was the brutal campaign of terror he waged against those who opposed him. His thirst for conquest knew no bounds, and he was ruthless in his pursuit of power. Whole cities were razed to the ground, their inhabitants slaughtered or enslaved. To defy the Khan was to court death. One of the most chilling examples of Genghis Khan's ruthlessness was his treatment of rebels and traitors. Rebellion was not merely a political act, it was a personal affront to the Khan, and was met with harsh retribution. Traitors were often subjected to the most gruesome of executions, a clear message to anyone who dared to cross the mighty Khan. Genghis Khan's leadership was uncompromising. He demanded absolute loyalty from his subjects and expected nothing less than total obedience. This rigid control extended to all facets of life in the Mongol Empire, from the battlefield to the home. Under Genghis Khan, the Mongol Empire was a place where survival was far from guaranteed. His reign was a time of immense fear and uncertainty, where mercy was a rare commodity. Under Genghis Khan's rule, mercy was a rare commodity. As we delve further into the heart of the Mongol Empire, we'll see just how high the price of rebellion could be. In the Mongol Empire, rebellion was a dangerous game. The stakes were high, and the consequences often brutal. A daring few chose to challenge the mighty Mongol rule, but their defiance was met with a wrath that left an indelible mark on history. Consider the story of the Khwarezmian Empire. When Shah Muhammad II, the ruler of the empire, decided to kill the Mongol envoys in a stunning act of rebellion, he was unknowingly lighting a fuse to his own downfall. The Mongols responded with a fury that was swift and devastating. The Khwarezmian Empire, once a jewel of the East, was reduced to ashes. Its cities were razed, its people slaughtered. The rivers ran red with the blood of the fallen. The Mongols' revenge was a chilling spectacle of power and brutality. Or take the tale of the city of Nishapur. When a Mongol prince was killed in an uprising, the Mongols retaliated with a massacre that claimed the lives of over 1 million people. Every man, woman and child in the city was put to the sword, a grisly testament to the price of rebellion against the Mongols. But the Mongols' retribution wasn't just physical. They were masters of psychological warfare. They would often leave a handful of survivors to spread the terrifying tales of their conquests, sowing fear in the hearts of their enemies. Stories of their atrocities traveled far and wide, often reaching places before the Mongol armies did. This fear was a potent weapon, paralyzing their enemies and making them easy prey. The Mongols ruled with an iron fist, and their brutal reprisals were a stark reminder of their power and ruthlessness. They made examples out of those who dared to defy them, instilling fear and ensuring obedience. Their reign was marked by blood and fire, a grim testament to their unyielding dominance. To defy the Mongol Empire was to invite death and destruction. Rebellion was not just a dangerous game, but a dance with death itself. The price of defiance was steep, paid in blood and tears, and echoed through the corridors of history as a haunting reminder of the power of the Mongol Empire. Surviving in the Mongol Empire was a daunting task, a constant battle against fear and oppression. Let's take a moment to recap the key points we've explored. The Mongol Empire, stretching from Eastern Europe to East Asia, was a realm where the mighty horsemen ruled, their prowess in battle unmatched. Life under their yoke was arduous, to say the least. The Mongols were known for their strict laws and harsh punishments. Every aspect of daily life was regulated, and any deviation, however small, could lead to severe consequences. The very soul of this unforgiving empire was its ruthless leader, Genghis Khan. His name alone was enough to instill fear in the hearts of his subjects and enemies alike. His rule was marked by a relentless pursuit of power and an unquenchable thirst for conquest. Khan's leadership was characterized by an iron fist. He demanded absolute loyalty and obedience from his subjects, and any form of dissent was swiftly and brutally crushed. However, the most terrifying aspect of the Mongol Empire was arguably its response to rebellion. For those brave or foolhardy enough to rise against the Khan, the price was steep. Reprisals were brutal and indiscriminate, designed to quash any future attempts at insurrection. Entire cities were razed, their populations slaughtered, as a grim reminder of the cost of defiance. The Mongol Empire was a realm of extremes. It was a place of extraordinary cultural exchange and unprecedented territorial expansion. Yet it was also a place of profound fear and brutal violence. It was an empire that demanded the utmost from its subjects: absolute obedience, unwavering loyalty, and the strength to endure harsh conditions. In the end, survival in the Mongol Empire was a Herculean task, reserved for the strongest, the most adaptable, and those who could navigate the treacherous waters of Mongol politics and law. Indeed, the Mongol Empire was not for the faint of heart. It was a place where only the strongest survived.